Coverage you can count on. Way 31 News at 4 starts now.
A live look at downtown Huntsville. It's about an hour before the party of the year will kick off at the Courthouse Square. It is to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Apollo 11 moon landing, and you can already see people starting to pour in like it's 1969. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm Nasha Sherman.
And I'm Dan Schaefer. We are live broadcasting from the Courthouse Square here in downtown Huntsville. Partying like it's 1969. This is exactly where they partied back then to celebrate the Apollo 11 moon mission. 1969, I was 6 years old, so I was just looking for the cake and ice cream here. We're going to get this thing started at about 6 o'clock this evening, right after the parade. It's a lunar rover walk. It starts at the VBC. It's going to work its way down here to the Courthouse Square, and that's where they're going to get things started. Right now, you can see a lot of exhibitors getting started. The DJ's been warming up here. There's going to be bands at each corner all around the square here, right outside the Madison Courthouse. It's got a lot going on. We're going to be covering it all for you for the next 3 hours right here on Way 31. It's a super important day, a big source of pride for everybody in the city of Huntsville from 50 years ago. Just an incredible experience. Joining me right now, come on here, Marie Waxel, the newest member of our Way 31 anchor team. So happy to have you here.
What an incredible week to be here
right
for my
on
first
time,
week. I know, right? For the party of the year. Are you sure it's not for me?
It is the party of the year. We could combine it. Why not? Yeah.
And, you know, we're not the only ones down here. We've got members of our Way 31 team spread out across the city. And you know that dancing in the street will kick off when the replica of the lunar rover gets here to downtown. But let's first check in with Cody Fisher, who will let us know how things are looking where the dance party is supposed to kick off. Cody?
Yeah, Dan and Marie, here on the East Side Square, everything is going to be 80s themed. So I want you to think Michael Jackson moonwalking, which is very appropriate. That dance came out in 1983. But also, I want to zoom in over here at some of the exhibits that are going to be here for people to check out. So that is the NASA booth, and that white tire right there, that's an actual tire from a space shuttle. Now, those space shuttles started going up into space in the 80s, and it's painted white because everybody who comes to the East Side Square for the 80s themed portion of this event can sign that that tire. So there's a lot of exciting things going on. Currently, people are still setting up here, so there isn't a whole lot going on right now, but police have actually shut down the corner of East Side Square and Eustis Avenue. So if you're trying to drive downtown, you can't quite get here just yet. There's some food trucks who are setting up as well. And also, I just saw a Mars rover. I'll show you that later on tonight. Back to you, Dan and Marie.
All right, thanks very much, Cody. It's exciting times. We have reporters, as Marie mentioned, stationed all over the square here to bring everything to you live on Way 31. We're going to give you a detailed map here right now of what's going on downtown. The party starts again in about an hour. Here's a look at the route that parade is going to take through downtown Huntsville. According to police now, cones are already in place. They're starting to put those up at 4 o'clock. Roads are blocked off at intersections. If you're not coming to downtown for this reason, you probably ought to avoid it. They're asking drivers parked near downtown or here at the courthouse to have their cars out of here because you're going to be stuck probably all night if you don't get your car out of here. Couple lanes will be downtown. Downtown will be closed also. They're going to have some food trucks out here. It's going to be a great time.
Right, and that parade, again, it steps off in less than an hour from now, and it's kicking off from the Von Braun Center.
Right.
And, of course, as we mentioned, it wouldn't be a party if Way 31 wasn't a part of it. And actually, Way 31 Stephen DeCizian is moonwalking that parade for us right now. He is where everything is about to start. Stephen, how's it looking out where you are?
Yeah, guys, in T-minus 1 hour, it's not a rocket launch, but a celebration of one 50 years ago. Now, I'm just outside the Von Braun Center where this parade is going to start. I'm going to step out of the way right now to show you this Polaris truck right now. This is holding the lunar rover that's really going to kick this parade off. Now, the mayor, Tommy Battle, will be on that replica lunar rover built by Polaris. That was a 17-and-a-half-month project, and when that rover leaves from here at the front of the Von Braun Center, it's going to head all the way a 1-mile walk to the west side of the Madison County Courthouse. Now, I'm actually going to be walking this parade myself, giving you guys a unique perspective of what's going to be going on here. For right now, reporting live in Huntsville, Stephen DeCizian, Way 31 News.
And it is a big day for NASA and the space agency as it's taking a walk down memory lane, as they've been doing all week long. Now, when Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong left the moon, you may not know that they had to leave behind part of the lunar lander. Now, on that ladder of the landing gear is a plaque for any living thing not from Earth who might find the lander. Now, the plaque says, quote, "Here, men from the planet Earth first set foot upon the moon, July 1969 AD. We came in peace for all mankind." Well, have you ever wondered how NASA shake tested the Saturn V? Never thought about them having to do that, but it turns out they actually had a much more active role than you may have thought. Workers had to use their hands and feet to test the rocket. Check it out. Yeah, you are watching it right now. It's a good thing these engineers didn't skip leg day at the gym, or else Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin might have never walked on the moon. So a little fun fact there.
That is interesting. Now, when the astronauts walked on the moon, they also collected a lot of samples, a lot of moon rocks, a lot of moon sand and dust to be brought back for scientists to examine. They brought back, in fact, 50 pounds of moon rocks and sand from Apollo 11. Those samples right now are stored at Johnson Space Center in Houston, but not all of the rocks are there. Some, of course, made its way to museums across the nation. Some are right here in Huntsville at the Space and Rocket Center. Exciting time here to be in Huntsville, the Rocket City, on the 50th anniversary of the Apollo 11 moon mission. We're going to be here all night.
Absolutely, and it's hard to imagine what it was like 50 years ago, people getting ready to come out and celebrate. Well, and you know what? We're going to do it again.
Yeah, you don't have to imagine, because we're actually going to recreate it here in just a few minutes. Naja?
All right, so fun. Thank you, Dan and Marie. Our eyes have been on the heat and rain all week, and we're hoping it won't rain during tonight's party in downtown Huntsville. WAAY 31 Chief Meteorologist Kate McKenna is in the Storm Tracker Weather Center. She's been tracking how things will shape up for tonight's big party.
Yeah, I've had a very close eye on Storm Tracker radar and a very close eye on some of that forecast data for the next few hours. And what I have to tell you is that there's quite a bit of rain farther toward the south, farther toward the east, but within the Tennessee Valley, only isolated downpours. And we'll focus in here on some of the motion here. If your eyes are being drawn to what's happening in Jackson County, those little downpours mainly moving toward the south. So at this point, looking pretty good for Madison County, looking pretty good for Huntsville. The one thing that we still have to deal with, it's the heat. It is still feeling like 97 in Huntsville, feeling like triple digits right at the 100-degree mark for Fayetteville, Decatur, and for Florence. Remember, we still have a heat advisory in effect for our western counties. And as we go through this evening, partying like it's 1969, 7 o'clock, 87. By 9 o'clock, we are in the upper 70s. So we'll continue to follow this forecast for you and continue to monitor Storm Tracker radar.
All right, thank you, Kate. According to the National Weather Service, extreme temperatures are the most deadly weather events in the U.S. As a dangerous heat wave sweeps the country, we sent WAAY 31 Sierra Phillips to find out how you can stay cool.
A lot of people come up to me and they'll say, like, geez, are you okay? And they'll be all concerned.
Seamus Higgins spends most days working out in the sun for several hours, but he also knows how to stay cool because he's outside selling popsicles.
It's not too bad because, I mean, not only do I have the pops, there's shade.
He also keeps a water bottle close by to stay hydrated. That's something Ambulance Director Don Webster says is vital right now.
It's that time of year, you know, high humidity, the temperature gets up here in July and it is hot.
Webster told me they've gotten several heat-related calls every day this week, and says the heat can also cause problems for people who already suffer from health issues.
It affects a lot of people that have respiratory type problems, you know, a history of COPD, kicks off a lot of asthma.
He says the first sign is people often get nauseous and lightheaded when the heat starts to affect them. It can get especially dangerous when people don't slow down. Symptoms can lead to heat stroke, which can cause multi-organ failure and even death.
It is a dangerous situation.
Back at the popsicle stand, the heat means more people are looking for a way to cool down.
It's hot, but it's nice.
One way to cool down may be to grab a popsicle here, but officials say it's also important to stay hydrated, limit time in the sun, and check on neighbors who don't have AC. Reporting in Huntsville, Sierra Phillips, WAAY 31 News.
This afternoon, 3 men accused of killing an elderly woman in Ardmore are behind bars. Adrian Lopez, Caleb Holden, and Quentin Courtney are charged with capital murder and robbery. Police say they murdered 72-year-old Diane Ballard in her home this week. The 3 suspects are in the Madison County Jail without bond. Police say they are looking for a 4th suspect whose name they haven't released. About 4 miles from that scene, a 74-year-old man was found dead at his home. His wife told Limestone County deputies that she heard a loud noise last night and her husband went to investigate. She says that's when he was shot. Police say tracking dogs weren't able to pick up a scent, and they haven't released information about a suspect. Marshall County deputies arrested a woman who was passed out in her car with her dog. When they found Dolores Cox, they say all the windows were rolled up and she was sweating profusely. Deputies woke her up and say they found meth, pills, and marijuana in her car. They arrested Cox and took her dog to an animal hospital. Tonight, we are partying like it's 1969. Coming up, we are live again in downtown Huntsville with the stories of where people were when Apollo 11 landed on the moon in 1969.
Storm tracker radar is not completely quiet. We've only got isolated showers and storms across the valley right now, though. I'm monitoring that closely and what that means for your Friday evening forecast coming up.